Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. It's a beautiful but cold morning here in San Diego. And I'm here enjoying my coffee in my coffee mug that was given to me by my good friends Jafet and Ersi Nunez from El Paso, Texas. Saludos a los Nunez. Anyways, this is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And I'm going to be honest with you. Today, I didn't really have a topic to talk about, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to share with you. But as I was driving into work, I was listening to the radio. I always listen to the morning radio, and they were talking about aliens, and UFOs, aliens, and all that stuff, right? And so that got me thinking. I've been for a while. I've been kind of thinking about this because I heard an explanation by a theologian a while back, and I kind of thought about this. I don't know about you, but I don't think we're alone in the universe. I don't think we're alone. I think that there's life somewhere out there. I think there's evidence that points us towards that, and I think there is life somewhere out there. The universe is so vast, so unexplored, and it's enormous, and so there's got to be life out there, right? But as far as aliens, you always hear about people, talking about sightings, and that they saw aliens, and that there's theories out there, that the government has spaceships and bodies and of aliens, and then there's not just here in the U.S. but in other parts of the world, and we hear that a lot in the news, right? And what this theologian was saying, he was going into the Bible and using evidence from the Bible to support his theory, because it is a theory. He says that aliens do exist, but not as we might think they are, or not as the way that we might imagine. He claims that aliens are really demons and Satan and demons that are materializing into different aliens. And he mentions the pyramids in Egypt and in Mexico and other parts of Latin America that were built, and people have always wondered, how did they build those? They didn't have the technology or the information or the knowledge to do all those things. And people have said that it must have been aliens, right? But he says that it's demons and Satan that has the ability to materialize, and he uses a couple of pieces of evidence from the Bible to support this. One of them is, of course, in Genesis, when Eve is confronted by the serpent, and it was Satan who was materialized in the serpent. So he says, Satan and demons have the ability, have the capacity to materialize into something else, and in this case, it was the serpent. And then he goes further into when Moses was trying to convince Pharaoh to let the Israelites go from Egypt, and in one of those confrontations with Pharaoh, if you know the story, he threw down his rod and it turned into a serpent, and then Pharaoh called his magicians and to do the same, and they did, and so he says, this theologian says, yeah, that was Satan that was materializing into a serpent again from this rod, right? So he says, there's evidence in the Bible where Satan has materialized into different things, and then he uses some other verses that I can't remember at this moment, but Bible verses that talk about this as well. I'll look for them and maybe I can post them. But anyways, he says this, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't know if I'm fully bought on that idea, but it does make some sense. That Satan can materialize into different things. So he says, yeah. So Satan and demons, they materialize into UFOs and aliens to confuse people. And other things too. That there's been stories. I'm sure you've all heard stories about somebody that said, "Oh yeah, I saw a ghost," or I saw such and such person that had passed away already, and I saw them walking down the street or something. I don't know, something crazy like that. And so he says, yeah, those are demons that can materialize in things that we can see or that we can touch even. He says, yeah, this is something that demons can do. When somebody goes and does, people get together and they do these seances, where they're trying to contact people that have died, and they hear voices and stuff. He says those are demons as well. Those are just, they're materializing. And so I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about this? Give me your thoughts about this. It makes sense to me. It makes sense. I'm not sure how convincing it is to me, but it makes sense. I'd have to do a little bit more research on that and see if that's something that other scholars and theologians have written about. So anyways, have a good rest of your day. Have a great week, and we will see you soon.